Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm Anand Chokkavelu, and we've got longtime fools Lou Whiteman and Matt Frankel giving a 1 to 10 rating to the portmanteau of payroll and computing. It's Paycom, ticker symbol PAYC. Talk about the business first, including factors like industry and competition. 10 is invincible, 1 is hopeless. You're both at 8s, Lou. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, pretty strong, Adian, huh? Thanks for the intro, by the way. But good to see you as always. Yeah, Paycom. Paycom is the go-to HR for HR and payroll software company for corporate users, especially small to mid-sized businesses. To me, this is the classic aspirin stock, right? They remove headaches. This is what they're making an otherwise cumbersome, complex process that isn't really core to business, automated and easy. There's something very sticky there if you do it well. Lots of competition, but a nice franchise. No one wants to change vendors until they have to. So this has been a steady winner. I don't see why it can't continue.
Yeah, I mean, I would just add that Paycom's been adding more and more features over the years to its platform, and as it does that, it becomes even stickier. They've been doing this for almost 3 decades. It was founded in the 90s. Recurring revenue model. It's a really solid business. They have millions of employees in their ecosystem, and they're the clear leader in what they do.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Matt's at a 9. Lou, you're at an 8.
Yeah, and probably could be a 9. Chad Richardson is a founder CEO. He's run the company since it was formed in, I think, 98. They didn't go public till years later, but the stock is up 1,350% during his tenure versus 200 something percent for the S&P 500. So what's not to like, right? There's a decent bench here. Amy Walker, the chief sales officer, gets a lot of talking on their conference calls. I kind of go back to what I said about the business. There's just a lot to like here. This works.
Yeah, and I was at a 9. Chad Richardson, he started the business in 98. As Lou correctly mentioned, it wasn't just early growth. They didn't go public till 2014, and since then he's roughly 5x the S&P 500's total returns. He still owns over 10% of the business, which is kind of a big stake for a CEO who's been at it for almost 30 years. So I have no problems with this management team. It's a great 0 to success story.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Both of you have 7s, Lou.
Yeah, so this isn't a wow grower, at least right now. And so that brought me down a bit. I think 6% revenue growth in the most recent quarter, but it is very profitable. Adjusted EBITDA represented, I think, about 48% of total revenue. Free cash flow, 27% of revenue. Balance sheet is fantastic. $500 million in cash, $80 million in debt. So look, I'm going to ding it a bit for not being a hyper growth stock, but again, solid. There's just so much to like here, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, growth has been sluggish lately. In the first quarter, revenue was up just 6% year over year. Earnings are growing at a single digit rate right now. Fantastic margins, an 82% gross margin, 21% net. That's a GAAP bottom line margin. Lou mentioned the strong net cash position. There's an argument to be made that all the AI features they're building out could help accelerate growth, but until we see it, it won't get above a 7 for me.
It's always super impressive when both the GAAP and the cash flow type of margins are all high, and the gross margin's high as well at the top side. Let's talk about valuation then. Matt, how well will Paycom stock do over the next 5 years? How safe is it? 10's a sure thing. 1's a lottery ticket.
I said 5 to 10%. I gave it an 8 for a safety score, though. I mean, their business, it's somewhat mature, and that recurring revenue model does add an element of safety. But with those recent growth numbers, it trades at 32 times earnings. It's really hard to justify that in my mind, and to justify anything more than just a market perform. The dogs agree.
Yeah. And I kind of agree too, but here's my counter to that, and the winners win. And I just feel like they're going to find a way based on the track record. If not a hypergrowth company, certainly one with a lot of ability to continue to grow. There's always more businesses out there to find. Track record here is pretty compelling. You even get a bit of a dividend to help, not much of one. So I am going to assume that a reliable market beater can continue to be a reliable market beater. For safety, a 7. There is competition, there is execution risk, but look, again, with this track record, what they've done, I don't see them going off the rails. So I'm not going to get too worried relative to the performance they've generated.
Time for everyone's favorite topic. Matt, is there a company in Paycom space that you like better?
So Paycom is clearly the leader in HR automation software. If I were going to buy a stock in HR automation software, it would probably be Paycom. But if we kind of broaden that to the enterprise software space, there are a few that I like better right now. We're going to do Braze in the next episode, and that's one that is more toward the top of my watch list than Paycom right now. If it weren't quite as expensive, I could definitely make the case for buying Paycom right now. But it seems like it's too high of a multiple to pay for what they've been delivering lately.
Yeah. What Matt said. If you're going to buy something that does what these guys do, this is the one to buy. It's an expensive company. I think it grows from here, but certainly this is a best of class with this track record, with the potential from here. This is the stock to play, I think.
Thank you to both Lou and to Matt. They've given Paycom an overall score of 7.5 out of 10. Really, really strong. Or as Lou would say, solid, 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 solid.
Solid. That's right, Adian.
Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Braze, as Matt mentioned. Till then, Fool on.
Sorry for the wrestling match behind me, by the way.
It's awesome.
No, that's the status quo.
I know, it's always nice when I'm going to record a show and the dogs decide to have a fight to the death behind me.
Yeah.